Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. You're watching the news. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Let's kickstart with the headlines. Centre rejects the hunger index as India falls in ranking from 94th to 101st. That means India lower than all but one neighbour in Asia. And Congress, of course, asking how can we become a superpower like this? At least one dead in a horrific hit-and-run case in Chhattisgarh. A car mows down. Durga Puja procession. 2 people arrested. Action also against the police. Shocker coming in from one of the main farm protest sites just outside the national capital. A murder there takes place. A Punjab man is mutilated, killed allegedly by a Nihang. Day 5 of the Poonch encounter, 2 bravehearts killed. This is Jammu and Kashmir's deadliest encounter in years. Amit Shah hits out at the Savarkar critic, says freedom fighters at cellular jail never apologized. A Jaipur boy, Mridul Agarwal, has topped IIT JEE examination. In fact, he set a new IIT record altogether. And it's the Shera celebrations across the country. Here's wishing all our viewers a very happy Dussehra. Now it's the Shera today. The weather is turning, everyone's getting into a festive mood as well. But as you do that, spare a thought to this next report. The report on the Global Hunger Index, and the news on that front is not that great. India has slipped from the 94th rank to the 101st rank out of 116 countries on that hunger index. What's worse is that we have slipped behind countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, even Nepal. With this, we are better than only 15 countries, and these are countries like Afghanistan, Congo, Yemen, Somalia. This is something that should worry us all, especially the government. But the centre has rejected the hunger index, saying it suffers from serious methodological questions.
1-year-old Lakshmi in Madhya Pradesh's Shivpuri at barely 2.5 kilos weighed much less than the normal of 8 kilos. Last Saturday, her father reached a community health center in their town, from where she was shifted to 2 different hospitals until she died in Gwalior.
बच्ची की तबीयत बेकार
क्या हो गया?
बिल्कुल तबीयत ही बेकार है 3 दिन से आ रहे हैं
तो क्या कोई सुन नहीं रहा आपकी?
कोई नहीं सुन रहा दरवाजा खटखटा दिए रात के 10 बजे कोई नहीं सुन रहा
The malnourished baby died on Monday.
कुपोषित था बच्चा, तो अति कुपोषित इकाई जो है वो मेडिकल कॉलेज ग्वालियर में है, वहाँ के लिए इसको रेफर किया गया था. एक कमेटी गठित कर दी है अपने यहाँ से, जांच कमेटी.
This devastating reality is reflected in a startling fall in India's ranking on the Global Hunger Index. The level of hunger in India has been called serious. India now ranks at 101 out of 116 countries, down from 94 out of 107 in 2020. This is worse than all neighbouring countries except Afghanistan. Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nepal all rank higher. India's hunger index score has dropped consistently since 2000. In particular, the government questioned the assessment of undernourishment in India, conducted by a UN body on which the index score is partly based. The government has strongly rejected India's fall in rank and said that it is shocking, devoid of ground reality and facts. It suffers from serious methodological issues and that the authors have not done their due diligence, says the government. The government said it is based on a 4-question opinion poll conducted telephonically. Data is collated from the United Nations, World Bank and other such bodies. Senior Congress leader Kapil Sibal hit out at the Prime Minister over the country's poor ranking.
जो सरकार अपने लोगों को जो रोज का खाना है वो नहीं दिला सकती, वो कौन सी ग्लोबल पावर हो गई?
The index measures undernourishment, under 5 mortality rate, and child stunting, which is low height for age, and wasting, which is low weight for age. At 17.3%, India has the highest child wasting rate of all countries covered in the index.
Actually, it is a matter of public policy. We should include edible oil and pulses in the food programs. We should include eggs and other protein diets in the ICDS and midday meal programs. Actually, support the millet producers. So that is the biggest demand of the time.
The Global Hunger Index is a peer-reviewed annual report published jointly by Concerned Worldwide and a German aid organization. Their aim is to trigger action against malnutrition everywhere. The hope now is that the Indian government takes action with the urgency that is required. With Anurag Dwari in Madhya Pradesh, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
Now, while we still are recovering from the horror of the car mowing down farmers in UP, comes another shocking video from Chhattisgarh. A speeding car ran into a Durga Puja procession. 1 person is dead, 16 injured. Who was inside the car? Was it accidental or intentional? Well, details are still being worked out, but the Chief Minister has taken cognizance of this matter and 2 people arrested as well. But what exactly happened here? Let's go to Anurag Dwari to understand the details here. Anurag, who exactly was inside that car? Has the police managed to figure that out? And what exactly happened there?
Yes, Sunal. 2 persons has been identified. Bablu Vishwakarma, 21 years of age, and Shishupal Sahu, 26 years of age. They have been arrested in connection with the incidents. Both are the residents of Singrauli in Madhya Pradesh and were passing through Chhattisgarh. And as per our sources, a massive quantity of marijuana was also found in the car that ran over the victims, and the Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel has immediately said the accused were arrested, and action also has been taken against 2 police officers. The police station in charge was transferred and 1 ASI was suspended. They were prima facie found at fault. The Chief Minister has also said that the Jashpur incident is very sad and heartbreaking. These people were going for Durga idol immersion when this, Mahindra Xylo, mouthed around 20 people, and 1 of them dead, and around 16 are injured. 2 of them are critical, and they were shifted to another hospital.
All right, a really tragic incident over there, and action being taken as of this moment. What 1 precious life lost. Thanks, Anurag, for joining us with those details. Now, in a gruesome incident today took place, a brutal murder, that at one of the main sites of the farmers' protest at the Singhu border. A mutilated body of a man was found tied to the metal barricades at the site of the protest. That is very close to the national capital, in fact, to the Delhi-Haryana border there. The latest update coming in is that the accused, the Nihang in this case. Nihang, remember, is an order of the Sikh warriors distinguished by their blue robes, decorated turbans as well. They were seen in those videos that released earlier as well. And one of them has now surrendered and will be produced in court tomorrow. Let's tell you what happened first.
A murder at the heart of the main farmer protest just outside North Delhi. The victim, Lakhbir Singh of Tarn near Amritsar. At least 3 videos being circulated show a large group of men who seem to be dressed as Nihangs, a warrior Sikh group, standing around Lakhbir Singh's bloody body and asking him questions about his name and village. One video shows the group standing over him after his hand has been cut off and he lies bleeding. Later, his body was hung upon a police barricade. In one of the videos, one member of a group of Nihang reportedly takes responsibility for the murder and alleged that the victim tried to desecrate the Sikh holy book.
जब हमको पता चला, हम तो उसी वक्त ही वहां पहुंचे, उसी वक्त पहुंच करके सारी जांच की, निहंग सिंहों से बात की और डेड बॉडी प्रशासन के हवाले कर दी। जो हमारा फर्ज बनता था वो हमने पूरा दिया। हम जो आप बोल रहे हैं हमारे जाने से पहले जो हुआ हो चुका था।
The Farmers Union has condemned both the murder and the alleged desecration attempt but denied any links with the victim or the killers. Yogendra Yadav, who is among the SKM's leaders, said Lakhbir Singh was staying with a group of people at Singhu. Last night an argument broke out over allegations of desecration.
अपने हाथ में कानून लेके हत्या की किसी को जिम्मेवारी नहीं है। प्रशासन पुलिस की हर कानून सम्मत बात में हम समर्थन करेंगे।
Haryana police say the body was recovered at around 5 a.m. and they filed a murder case.
We are very hopeful. हमारे पास line of investigation हमारी खुली हुई है. We have suspects. Very soon we are hopeful of making arrest.
Sir, according to police sources, there were CCTV cameras installed where this whole incident happened. They are trying to identify culprits. There will be arrests soon. But the bigger question is, what will be the action from Sanयुक्त Kisan Morcha? Because people are asking questions that they cannot run away from their responsibility because this whole protest is happening under the banner of Sanयुक्त Kisan Morcha. At Singhu border with Manu Nair, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
Moving on to the latest news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. In the army, they had battled difficult odds on Friday to retrieve the bodies of two soldiers in the dense forest of Poonch, where they were killed in action last evening, following what is turning out to be one of the deadliest encounters in the Union Territory in the recent times.
Rifleman Yogambar Singh and Rifleman Vikram Singh Negi, India's latest bravehearts to fall to terrorists' bullets. They were killed on Thursday evening after troops came under heavy firing in the forests of Poonch, in what's turning out to be one of the deadliest encounters in Jammu and Kashmir. The army here has been engaged in an anti-terrorist operation since Monday when 5 soldiers were killed. The deaths take the number of soldiers killed to 7 in the ongoing operation, the highest in a single encounter in recent years. Retrieving bodies of fallen soldiers was the biggest challenge. In the morning, troops advanced cautiously to bring back the bodies as terrorists continue to hide deep inside forests. One junior commissioned officer is injured. Poonch Jammu highway has been closed as a safety measure as the terrorists seem to well entrenched in forests and the operation to track them down is proving to be tough.
This is the highest number of casualties army has suffered in a single encounter in recent times. Sources say militants may have set up hideouts deep inside forest area as army is engaged in one of the longest encounters and operations against militants without any success. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
Now, Home Minister Amit Shah was at the cellular jail in Andaman and Nicobar Islands today, and he visited Veer Savarkar's cell to pay homage as well. Veer Savarkar, who's a man with a controversial legacy about the role he played in the freedom struggle and also his clemency petition with the British. Amit Shah gave a speech after that and hit out at Savarkar's critics, also saying freedom fighters at the cellular jail never apologized. Now, this is all being done under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and he paid floral tributes there. And in fact, this is a trip that is to the islands that is going to go on for 2 more days.
वीर सावरकर को वीर की उपाधि कोई सरकार ने नहीं, कोई प्रशासन ने नहीं दी। 130 करोड़ की जनता ने मन से सावरकर जी के आगे वीर शब्द को जोड़ा है। आज कुछ लोग सावरकर जी के जीवन पर सवाल उठा रहे, बड़ा दुख होता है, दर्द होता है, वेदना हो। स्मृति में यहां एक अमर ज्योत सुरी, उस पर भी वीर सावरकर का नाम था, उसको उखाड़ दिया। सन 57 की क्रांति के बाद यहां पर जो पहला जत्था लाया गया, उसमें से 90% लोग बहुत शास्त्रों के विद्वान थे, जमींदार थे, बड़े बड़े सेनानी थे, बड़े योद्धा थे। ऐसे लोगों को यहां मजदूरी कराकर जेल बांधने के काम में लगा दिया गया था, मगर फिर भी इन्होंने माफीनामा नहीं।
All right, let's bring you the latest on the COVID figures now. Fresh cases 11% lower than yesterday. They stand at 16,862. Cases in the last 24 hours are down. Deaths in the last 24 hours are up by 54.06%, up at 379. Recovery rate at an impressive 98.07, which is the highest since March of 2020. And tests also down marginally, about 10% over there. Daily positivity rate is down, and it has been less than 3% for the last 46 days. With the festival season coming in, we really hope these trends do continue. And Shah Rukh Khan's son, he along with 2 others will now remain behind bars till October 20th after the Mumbai court reserved its order on the bail plea. Now, Aryan is in Arthur Road jail now. The latest update that we have is that he was able to talk to his parents with a video call with the help of that. And this, in fact, is something permitted to all inmates there to speak to their family. And that happens once a week. He has been allowed some eatables as well to be brought from the jail canteen. All right, let's bring you some cheerful news of the day. Don't we all need some? And this 18-year-old boy, Mridul Agarwal from Jaipur, has topped the JEE main exams. And well, somebody tops, right? But it's not just that. He's got the highest marks ever for a JEE exam, 348 out of 360. Being India's #1 is just a dream run for Mridul, who topped 2 exams that precede the JEE exams, and he got the first rank in the All India KVP, which is an exam for basic sciences, and then JEE mains. He got the perfect score of 300 as well. How exactly does he do it? Take a look.
I believe it's a big achievement. You've got the highest marks ever and you have topped 3 exams.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, first of all, I got All India rank 1 in KVPY exam. Then in March attempt of JEE mains, I secured a perfect score of 300, which led me the All India rank 1 in JEE mains as well. And after that, without any pressure, I gave the JEE advanced exam, in which also I secured All India rank 1 with record-breaking marks.
And I think a lot of your classes were really not, you were not present physically. How much did that affect you as a student?
So ma'am, one has to adjust to the situation that one faces. So initially I also faced certain problems like eye strain, and the power of my eye got increased. And so initially slowly and slowly I adopted myself to that situations. I found out new ways to enhance my knowledge. We developed digital groups, got discussions with our friends, our peer groups. So in my opinion, this pandemic was in fact a boon to me. It helped me save a lot of time which I can invest in my enhancement.
What's also going on are Pujo celebrations, Vijay Dashmi celebrations, Dashera celebrations as well. We've got the highlights for you.
Time to say goodbye to Goddess Durga. I'm at Babu Ghat in Kolkata, where one after the other, big goddesses, tiny ones, beautiful traditional ones, modern art goddesses, all of them are being brought here one after the other for immersion.
I mean, for Bengalis, it's a sentiment of sending the mother back to her home. So it's the moment where all of us feel a little bit, a lump in our throat.
One positive thing is at least now the coming year will be free of this mask, and Ma Durga will help us to lead a normal life. This is now our only wish to Ma Durga.
Indeed, a parting prayer to Goddess Durga that Durga Puja 2022 will hopefully be COVID-free. Asche bochor abar hobe, but minus the virus. With Anirudh Tripathi, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.